Republican presidential candidate Fred Thompson. He is here to talk about the 2008 race. Senator Thompson, it is good to see you. I'm glad we finally got you on.
Good to see you. Where you been, John? I've been looking for you.
Well, I'm sitting right here every day at 5 o'clock, Fred.
Need to get you out on the trail, man, into the real world.
Yeah, well, I suppose that would be a good idea. Tell me, what did you think about Romney's speech and the fact that he felt he had to make it?
Well, John, I didn't see all of it, but what I heard, I think it was a good speech. I mean, he made some general points about the importance of faith, which I certainly agree with. We have no religious test in this country for president. And I think the real question is whether or not a person's particular faith would impact their decisions as president just because of that faith, or whether or not leaders of that faith would impact the president's decisions. And he says they would not, and I take him at his word. And I don't know why he felt compelled to do that. I don't.
Maybe Mike Huckabee?
Beg your pardon?
Maybe Mike Huckabee? You got a Baptist minister who is leading in the polls, and evidently Romney felt like he needed to talk to the people who are now supporting Huckabee, a lot of them who are supporting you.
Well, I don't know about that. You know, everybody has to make their own decisions about that, but I simply agree that nobody should vote for or against him or anybody else because of their religion, unless there's some reason to believe that would impact their performance on the job, and I don't think there's any reason to believe they would in his case. I take him at his word.
Senator Thompson, you have spoke out recently about that new national intelligence estimate report that came out. You're suspicious of that report. Thompson on Iran nukes. Were our spies suckered?
Are our spies suckers? Well, I didn't use exactly quite those words.
No, you didn't say that. Those are our words jazzing it up. But do you think our spies have been suckered?
I am. The real question is, you know, how the administration takes it and uses it, and what it does to our policies once we get a report like that. First, I think it's good to understand the way those things come about. I served on the Intelligence Committee, and I saw them as they came in. You have a massive bureaucracy out there producing a report, and what we're seeing is a little peek at a part of that report. And I can almost guarantee you that there are conditions and caveats all throughout that report that we have not seen. But taking it at face value in terms of what's been in the press, I have concern about it. I have concern about the accuracy of the apparent bottom line of it. They felt strongly a couple of years ago in just the opposite conclusions. I think this is a little bit too convenient for too many people. If people indeed think that Iran has walked away from their nuclear program, it allows the Democrats to say that, of course, all we need to do is sit down at the table with them. They've never really been a real threat. It allows European allies to say we don't need to keep the sanctions on Iran anymore because they're not a threat. I don't have any confidence or faith at all as to Iran's future intentions. You have to do the same thing for a peaceful nuclear program that they claim to have that you do for a weapons program. You just have to do it a little more extensively. It has to do with the way in which and the extent to which you enrich the uranium. They're still enriching uranium. There's nothing to keep them, even if this report is accurate, that they walked away from their program. There's nothing to indicate that they would not resume it at any time in the future, perhaps if they had a president who they thought that they could handle a little more easily than the current one.
Senator Thompson, though, I mean, it's apparent that President Bush is not going to go to war with Iran in what's left of his administration, and a decision of what to do about the Iran bomb is going to fall to the next president. If that is you, what are you going to do about Iran's bomb?
Well, nobody is urging the president to go to war with Iran. The speculation has been in the intelligence community for some time that they were probably a few years away from any capability, even when everybody thought that they were avidly pursuing it. So now, if the reports are indeed true, or even close to true, it probably is going to be a few more years before we have to face up to it. In the meantime, we need to keep the sanctions on. We need to make the allies understand that this is a matter that all of Western civilization should be concerned with. Iran considers us the great Satan. They've been killing our people for a long, long time through Hezbollah, Hamas, and other terrorist organizations. And there are a lot of things going on inside the country that might inure to our benefit. Those people don't like their dictators, many of them, most of them don't, any more than we do. And there are demonstrations going on. The economy is in shambles. There are a lot of things happening there. We're going to get a different look at the situation a year or two from now. And some things may be working in our favor. Ultimately, of course, it would be a terrible situation if Iran got a nuclear weapon.
Senator Thompson?
They have a missile now that'll travel 1,200 miles. What are they going to do with such a weapon?
Senator Thompson, I guess lastly, I kind of want to ask your reaction to the idea that Bill Clinton would sit in the cabinet of Hillary Clinton if she turns out to be president. You think that's a good idea?
Well, you know, he's got to have something to do, and that she might feel like that's the best place for him to be. I'm not sure.
You suggesting she'd want to keep her eye on him?
I didn't say that,
okay.
John. I don't know why you'd want to put words in my mouth.
Senator Fred Thompson, candidate for president. It's great to see you. We will try to catch up with you on the campaign trail.
Do your best.